What's going on, Trax-News? I'm going to give you an update on world affairs as I see them. Give you a heads up on what's going on, what you should be watching out for. I wish I could be here more often, but I got a lot of work to do. And when there's something big and major, I'm going to break it down. All right, starting out with this new hat for Hillary. A little late on the hats, Hillary. But, there's something going around. I don't know if it's true or not. Hillary's got but her emails hat. Corny, vanilla, pathetic, boring Hillary Clinton, who deleted and destroyed servers of vast amounts of information that she shouldn't even have there, that she did not want you to see so badly, but she is doing another one-up game. So again, if you're getting duped, I want you to know how you get duped. I don't hate you, I don't want this, I just want you to know how you're getting duped. Lying to you directly in your face, right? So let's say your spouse, husband or wife, cheats on you, and you say, I want to check their phone. And then, instead of letting you check their phone, right, because you're suspicious, they smash it with a hammer and flush it down the toilet. And then 3 years later, you don't know what was on that phone, you don't know what was going on, you don't know the text, you don't know anything. You know that something was wrong, because obviously they smashed it and crashed it. They're sitting there bold-faced lying to you, saying, when they catch you doing some shit, and they're like, oh, but do you remember the time you wanted to see my phone? So they know they deleted the information, and then they're doing a one-up. Instead of being ashamed that they deleted it and going away, she pops out and tells you, oh, but her emails, Russia collusion, so on and so forth. This is a monster, in my opinion. That's what's happening. You might be delusional to that. You might think it's something else. I don't really know. Then, but when you see the hypocrisy, what does this point to? The raid on Donald Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. What are they raiding? What are they doing? Oh, for sure, Donald Trump could have flushed down a message down the toilet, or did this, or did that, or have a little dirt underneath his fingernails. But when you're looking on the other side of the spectrum, with Jeffrey Epstein being fucking dead, right, who had dirt on all these, Ghislaine Maxwell buried, nothing came of her case, none of those names, Bill Clinton, who was traveling above the law, above you, there's people doing time for crimes that are so minor while he was out there doing heinous things with the worst demon of them all, Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing. And not only that, they did all of that, and now they're in your face saying, hey, but her emails, you see what you got with this January 6th? Dragging and destroying this nation from within, talking about yesteryear politics because they're scared of Donald Trump winning in 2024. He's going to come back with a vengeance and destroy them or do whatever it is with with a false Justice Department. FBI is a tool of the Democrats to some degree. They're controlled. They executed a raid on a former president. I need to know what happened with Jeffrey Epstein and what happened with what politicians went to his island and did these disgusting, heinous acts. That's what I want. I don't give a fuck about January 6th, who stole a podium from Nancy Pelosi. If you do, that's on you. Of course you don't. Anybody would know what it is. But they're getting duped and they're lied to by the Hillarys. All right? So that's what's going on in the American politics, the raid on Donald Trump. Show me what you rated. Show me what's going on. What January? Where's any of these fucking things going to come to a conclusion? They never do. There's nothing there. Like Hillary says, there's no there. It's a committee. It's a hearing. It's a this. Oh, Fauci, they questioned him. Ooh! These people destroyed this country, printed trillions of dollars, are about to collapse the currency, locked down and destroyed the education for children. Heinous things on like a Hitler level, not even a slap on the wrist. And you still don't know where the virus came from, which you know it came from Wuhan and from the laboratory, with no accountability for China or anything else. So they're blatant theft, robbery, and murder are overlooked on a vast scale, but they're January 6th. It's a game. It's a hypocrisy, you monster. So while the Democrats and Republicans are playing politics, meaning that they're taking money from the taxpayer, enriching themselves while tit-for-tatting, one another like little spoiled shits, the real America's looking like this. This gentleman right here, You're going to have a bad day. He was spitting. They're going to put to sit here suffering and a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this person did or did not do, but I know the plight and the suffering inside this justice system, and once you get caught up in the wheels of poverty and can never come out. I don't know what's happening here, but, you know, ladies, be careful out there. Never ends. Rapists, right? What is this guy going to do? She's trying to cross the street. And so is he coming right back. Oh, he's so tired. And then, of course, some sort of a violence ensues. No protection. Your story will never be heard. This is what you're going to get. And you're going to either be crawling on the floor in the subway, or someone's going to pull out a gun at you at a red light. The real America and the real economy versus what these politicians are doing is completely disconnected beyond all possible comprehension. There's the real world where people are sitting there trying to deal with these problems of poverty. And then there's the politicians who are sitting there while they should be solving these problems, giving people opportunity, getting people off the street, having a strong justice system and a strong economy with interesting jobs and things like that for people coming out of prison, whatever it is. Any of these crazy good ideas, forget about that. They're going to sit here and tell you January 6th. Let's see what's next. Just a quick example of how the game is played, how they're used to do. All of these news channels and all these things are FBI search of Mar-a-Lago helps show probe of Trump documents has changed. What the fuck does that even mean? Doesn't mean anything. Clinton-linked lawyer says Trump could be barred from re-election after. That's really what they want. They just don't want him to run. Mar-a-Lago home. 3 legal takeaways. Don't waste my time, man. Show me what you found. Show me if there's anything to do. And then to show me and prove to me that it's worse than Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton flying around together. Make sure you do that before you want to win me over here. So while they got you distracted with nonsense information like this, right, what's really happening? This is a very important chart. Social indicators, deaths of despair, right? So these are non-Hispanic whites dying in the United States from drugs, alcohol, and suicide, going up dramatically instead of going down. Germany, all these other countries have been going down, going up. Why? Because China's pouring in fentanyl. There's all sorts of, the factories have left, the dignity has left. In order to get a dignified, happy employment, to be able to be desirable to a woman and to be able to be a provider, all those opportunities have gone for so many people. There's nothing but crime and drugs left, and they're committing suicide and they're dying. And that's really the reality, underlying reality, while this game of the haves and the have-nots are being played out. So the underlying factors is, what we're really doing here at Trax-News, if you're smart. You're waiting to see how the currency game is playing out. A lot of this is monetary slavery, essentially. They're printing capital and there's no consequences, right? You print more capital. So now countries are starting to collapse. Their currency's starting to collapse because there's so many dollars out there. Their currency can't compete, or whatever the economics of it is. Sri Lanka, you name it. The smaller countries, little by little, eating away. It's going to be like a domino effect, rising up to the top, and eventually, I assume, ending with the dollar, the source, the riverhead of all this capital. And why is that a problem? Because you could print away your problems, print away your money, and entertain delusions of, you know, for how many months you turn on the news and it's gender and it's this and it's trans and it's that. Is that the only fucking problem here? Of course not. How much longer are you going to be able to decide on what it is? Hormone blockers for kids? You got to be out of your fucking mind. You're not living in a realistic economy. None of that's going to happen until the dollar collapses and all these investment class and stock fucking class are going to have to sit there, wake the fuck up, and actually start a real business and create real jobs and real productivity in this country to bring this country back. That's a process that might take 20 years. That's what I'm preparing myself for. Meanwhile, China's playing a dirty game, trying to take Taiwan. It's scared of Taiwan, but their money grab is also turning in on them. And they want to make big moves in road and belt. But every time they try to build vast amounts of infrastructure and this and that, there's vast amounts of theft and corruption, and it's only growing. In fact, historically, over the course of China's history, it's always been the problem. The empire is starting to rise, and everything is becoming more powerful. People are becoming rich. they start to worship money, and then the whole thing collapses in itself, results in a revolution. That's going to happen, and these trends are happening faster and faster in today's society. So while China's thinking about superpower dreams and taking Taiwan, on the back end is mass amounts of corruptions and unrest with their mortgage security crisis or whatever the hell they're having over there. Just like Russia arrogantly thought it's going to take Ukraine, they still can't take it, still battling it out, still bleeding it out, while the United States is impoverishing itself, sending billions of dollars worth of weaponry to Ukraine. And guess what they're doing with that? 30% make it to the front lines, 70% get sold and pocketed. Because you know why? Because rather than standing in here, wearing fucking rags, doing Trax-News for you, or doing anything else, 99.9999999% of the population, yourself included, when it comes to chance to rip off $100 million or $1 billion and live like kings and gods in Europe, they take that opportunity and they spit right in your fucking face and push you off a fucking cliff. That's the world you live in. And that includes Biden and Hillary and all these people. They're all thieves and crooks. And the issue is, if they got you duped, you're one of them. You need a real reset and a real economy, and you might not get one until more and more drug addicts, until you're the one being raped or ripped or beaten in the head or stopped in traffic with a gun or on the front lines of a war. That's not a lot of news. That's not a lot of fun that I like to deliver, but I had to do it. That's your Trax-News update here on August 9th, 2022. And remember, while they raid Trump's house and so on and so forth, this little bit of crack right here, 20 grams worth, was paid by you, the taxpayer. It was shifted to China, right? You get this is Hunter's little stash. This is his plate, you know what I'm saying? This is a little allowance for the day. This little 20 grammer. They went to China, they did this, they did that, they did this, they did that. Not even a slap on the fucking wrist. Scrubbed from the fucking internet. The only way you're going to see it is on some Australia Sky News or some other shit. It's a dirty, dirty game to the point they're smoking crack with hookers while you pay for it.